What's up guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. In today's video, I'm going to go over how to actually make six figures as a reseller. So please smash the like button, consider subscribing. So this is my new experiment store, Reseller Nirvana. It took me 76 days to go from $0 to $1,000 a week profit. It's like day 96 now. So in 20 days, it went from $1,000 a week profit to $2,000 a week profit. In the last 31 days, specifically $19,761 in sales, around 9K profit in the last 31 days. So I'm not saying it's easy. In fact, I'm going to give you guys the 30 tips on the right side of the screen that I did to make this happen. I would say the difficulty level is 10 out of 10. There's nothing easy about this. So please smash the like button. Again, consider subscribing. So let's get into it. So first thing, I sell great brands, but I only sell mall brands. So here I'm pulling up my solds. I have 1,200 sold in the last 90 days since essentially since I started. If you look through here, it's just brands that you would find at the mall. Jessica Simpson, Just Black, Adidas, Hollister, Tommy Hilfiger, J. Crew, Ralph Lauren, Banana Republic, even Chaps, Ralph Lauren. Sometimes I find brands like Old Navy, I still list them. RVCA, I list skateboarding brands. The stuff that I'm listing is actually very common. I'm in the everyday value category, which is number 2. I have great prices for my customers, including shipping. 99% of my items are under $30. So that being said, how do I make up for that cheap price? I have a massive and cheap selection of items. So it's not uncommon for me to sell 3, 4, 5, 10 items to the same customer because I have so much of the same thing. Full disclosure, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 of these shirts sold to the same customer. And it makes sense because they're all the same size. They're all size medium. That would make sense. And they're all similar brands, similar styles. The pictures look literally identical. If you guys were to click on the photo sequence, it looks like we just carbon copied the photos over and over again. I average 10.6 photos per listing, which is 2.5 more than my competition. You can look up all these statistics in your listing quality report, which a lot of YouTubers don't talk about, but that's because they're not as into reselling like me. I'm like a reselling nerd. I like to know how every single thing works. So I want to know why listings sell fast. So I'm looking at, okay, pictures are really important. Number 2, I have the best return policy that's possible. Free 60-day returns on eBay. So most people don't offer that. So that gives me a little bit of a boost. I have the fastest shipping possible because I live in Oakland, which is a port city, and my office or my warehouse is right next to the distribution center. So I drop off items on the way home, and it's actually, I think, 1 day faster than most people, because if you drop your stuff off at a normal post office, it takes 1 day to get to the distribution center, and then it goes to the customer. So I skip that 1 day, ship directly there. Also, most distribution centers are 24 hours a day. So if you have an account with the post office, you can ship on holidays and weekends. I didn't even know that until this week. So I'm now going to be dropping off packages on Sunday too, and getting that early scan, which is exciting because, as we know, as December starts to get closer and we get closer to Christmas time, the post office is going to get backed up. So I'm glad that I had that advantage. I can skip 1 day by going to the distribution center. Okay, that being said, the stuff that I'm doing right now, as far as the process, is very difficult to replicate because I've been doing this a long time. It takes me less than 1 minute to pick the item and ship the item. The actual label printing process and packing it into the package to get it shipped out is only 21 seconds, and it takes me 10 seconds to find the item, and it takes me 30 seconds on average to walk to the different space. Now that everything in my storage space is condensed into one small area, 3 storage units right next to each other, I can ship 100 items in under an hour. It's very, very fast. It took a long time to get there, and that's a huge advantage because I'm not spending a lot of time shipping. It takes me 2 minutes or less to photograph the item, pack it, and put it away. My whole process is set up to do 30 per hour. I can do 30 an hour. I'm expecting my employees to do 25 per hour. Third, it takes me 2 minutes or less to list an item. The reason why that is because I list the same categories over and over again. If you look at my store, I only sell really in 6 categories, right? So one of the categories is women's jeans. This store is only 90 days old. I think it's number 49 out of 122,000 sellers on eBay, and my other store is ranked number 5. So I sell a lot of women's jeans, so I know exactly how to title them. Now, I'm not saying that my titles are perfect, but I am saying that I have a lot of keywords. I have an average of 12.8 keywords in the title, which is more than my competition. So I have the keywords in there for customers to find it. I have the item specifics put in here. I have the measurements in the pictures and in the description. Most people aren't putting that much work into it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 15 item specifics here that are all accurate. That really helps you in the eBay algorithm sell items. So listing fast, photographing fast, shipping fast. My titles are okay. I utilize every single promotion that eBay has. Combined order discount, public coupon for all customers. I have a private coupon for all repeat customers, and I just added this. Coupon code reseller Nirvana. You listeners will get 30% off in my store. I recommend you go to my store and buy 1 to 100 items for yourself. Use the code reseller Nirvana. I'm sorry, the code is actually Nirvana Family. Nirvana Family for 30% off. It's just one word. Nirvana Family for 30% off. So you can help me out by going to the store and buying something. So some people had said that this store is only successful because I have a YouTube channel. So I'm going to reveal this shortly, but I have another store that I started that I didn't reveal to anyone because I didn't want people to say that. And I actually reached $1,000 a week in profit much faster. And I'll show you why. If you go to your hub and you go to the performance tab, click on traffic, it'll show you your traffic. My conversion rate and click-through rate is lower because there's so many people from YouTube who check this out. So today I had 313 people come from YouTube land and not buy anything. So if you want to help out my store and offset that, please go to my store, actually buy something if you learn something from it, just to help me out and help even out the odds. But I'm telling you, it's actually much faster to not share online. If you look at the people who sell on Instagram, or they sell on Poshmark, or they sell on directly on social media, usually they have a lot less sales because it's really time consuming. That community element of it, where you work with customers one by one, takes a really long time. For me, I just set it up so that they want to buy the item without talking to me. There's no exchange of time, there's no flaking, and now eBay just added the immediate payments. So when people make an offer and I accept it, it immediately charges their credit card. A lot of people had been asking for that feature, but it hasn't really affected me that much. If I go to my awaiting payment page here, let's see. I have 5 people who haven't paid. So not too many people haven't paid, and I probably get one to 5 people per week that don't pay in this small store. In my big store, I probably get 20 people a week that don't pay, but that's no big deal because eventually they do pay or they just get relisted. I don't really lose money when people don't pay, just a little bit of time. Okay, so I have the combined order, the public discount, the promoted, the private coupon. Also, I have promoted listings. A lot of people have been asking what I promote my listings at. I just changed it. So believe it or not, my promoted listings rate is 1%. So I used to do a higher percentage rate, but now that I do all the other stuff, I just changed it to 1% and it's converting just fine. If I ever get desperate and I really want items to sell faster, I can always increase the promoted listings rate to whatever is competitive in my categories. It's usually around 5%. But eBay recommends 7, 10, 11%, which I could do. I have the margins to do that, but I'm currently cruising right now at 1% promoted listings. Okay. Also have an aged listing strategy. So if you guys are in my Patreon, you guys now know that I run a sale once a month, and that's been really helping me clear out old inventory as well. So I'm using every single promotion that eBay does. Okay. That's all of the eBay stuff. So right now, you definitely probably want to bookmark this video and smash the like button and subscribe because I just taught you how to make 6 figures on eBay, but there really is something more important than that, which is how you structure your day, how you live your life. That makes it easier to accomplish your goal. So I'm going to go over these things that have really helped me over the past year, really streamline. So I would appreciate the smashing of the like button. Number 1, I don't waste time delisting or relisting or cross-posting anymore, especially in this store. This store, I have the auto decline, auto accept setup, so I don't even answer questions. I think in this whole store with 2,000 items, I answer less than 5 questions a day. My customer service is pretty much non-existent because I did everything that you're supposed to do as far as pictures, titles, all the measurements, my return policy, my shipping policies, very, very clear. Same day shipping, 60-day returns, ships from the United States. Some people feel like my $8.99 standard shipping is expensive. No problem. Make an offer, right? Simple enough. I charge $8.99 for standard shipping, and if somebody wants to upgrade the priority, they can pay $2 more. Sometimes people do that, sometimes they don't, but since most of my items are over 1 pound, they ship priority anyway. So customers are expecting standard shipping, and they're getting expedited shipping within 1 day. That's one of the reasons why this is kind of staggering to me. In this store, I have sold 1,212 items so far. I haven't had one negative feedback. Not even, usually I have to go in maybe 1 out of every 800 and fix it, follow up, ask the customer if I can do anything and get it removed. If you have free returns, it's easy to get negative feedback removed, but I haven't had a negative feedback yet. So in my old store, I basically just ignored the feedback because it didn't seem to affect my sales enough to go through the time of removing negative feedback. Once you have, I would say, 100 feedback, it really helps. And you can see the majority of my feedback happened in the last 30 days because eBay compounds. Most people don't stay patient enough to grow their store to a big enough size where they have regular sales. They spend too much time delisting, relisting, socializing, cross-posting, delisting, all that stuff that comes with it that I no longer do. I have a 10-day draft bank. So if I go to my drafts, you can see here that I have 508 drafts and I list 32 items a day. So it's like 15 days into the future. So I'm really listing 32 items, and then if I have extra time, I'm listing more. And that's a nice comfort. So I could take 12 days off now and my store would have the same number of sales. I know exactly what I need help with, so it's easy for me to hire help. This is another thing. If you need help and you're hiring somebody to help you, it doesn't work that way. You have to figure it out yourself. You know exactly what you're doing. Then you hire someone to replace you. I made a huge mistake in the beginning not doing that. And I know some of my videos are kind of redundant. Like I've been going over this every single time, but I realized that I don't need to go over anything different because this is, you want to make 6 figures on eBay? This is what you do, right? Is it easy? Hell no. Okay? Doing all these things that are on the right side of the screen, it is not even possible for most people, I would say, to do this much detail into your store. It's not even possible. It's a lot of work, a ton of work that most people can't do, but that's okay. Most people, if you just do a few of these things, you will find a certain level of success. Okay, next is, I'm known as a clothing seller now, and I was selling a few shoes for fun, and in fact, it kind of burned me out selling shoes, even though I love shoes, just because it's just so much different than my normal process, and none of this stuff is as fast. The listing takes longer than 2 minutes for shoes because I have to research every single one. The conditions are always different. Shoes are a lot more expensive, so it scares me with the shipping to and from. You have to be a lot more careful when you're selling shoes to avoid returns on eBay. I know if you sell them on Poshmark, there's no returns, and they have Posh Post, which is up to £5, which is great. If you sell only sneakers, maybe you go the Rinzi model, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace. Avoid eBay because eBay has very generous return policies. So up to you. Make sure that you know exactly what it is that you're selling. Become known for that. Next, I exercise every single day. I have tons of energy every single day. I wake up with I wake up skipping. Super happy every single day. I think a lot of that has to do with exercise. Okay, I have something to look forward to every day. I think this is important. I have a 7-month-old baby, and I spend 35 hours a week with her and my wife, which is fantastic. We cook, we talk, we explore. My baby has never watched anything on a screen. She's hanging out with me or at daycare. That's it. She's all one-on-one just people time. Next, I share my journey every single day. I've been making a YouTube video every day for the most part for probably the last 90 days, and I've been really enjoying that. I get about 200 emails every single day from people who are just reaching out, saying hello, telling me what they're working on, talking about life, talking about reselling. The ones where people just are asking generic questions like, how do I raise my sales? I just delete those and move on to the next one. Somebody will ask a specific question like, what promoted listings rate would you recommend for the hat category? And I'll say, well, first thing you want to do is figure out what the recommended is in the hat category, and then you decide for yourself what you're comfortable with, because the higher the promoted listings, the more traffic, but the less profit. So do you wait longer, sell the item for more money, maybe wait a little bit longer time, pay less fees, or are you discounting your item with the high promoted listings rate because you want to sell your item immediately? So that kind of question that comes into my email, I can answer with a specific answer, but how can I list more items? How can I sell more items? That's such a generic ask that most of those emails get deleted. But I will say that that sense of community is really nice, because doing well in whatever category you pick in life does give you a sense of well-being. So whatever you pick for your category, whatever you pick to do, if you're good at it, it'll give you a good sense of well-being. Next, I have hard cutoff times. I pick up and drop off my daughter at daycare. My wife and I do that together. That's actually been really nice. We drive together to pick her up. We drive together to take her to daycare. During that time, we get a little bit of time to do some family planning, hang out, plan our weekly date night, which is on Fridays. We alternate planning, which is nice. So one week I'll plan, the next week she'll plan. We've been doing that for like 11 years. So we've probably been on 500 dates. We've been to 30 different countries. We usually go on vacation like 8 weeks out of the year. That's sort of what we do together. But since, the pandemic, we haven't been traveling too much, but still do day trips, and I don't work on Saturday at all. So that's one of those situations where you try to balance it out. Next, my schedule is set. Next, my listing habit has been consistent for 18 months. I would say that listing and organizing eBay is part of my identity now. Also, my channel is called Daily Refinement. So I'm sort of stuck in this cycle of, how Tim Ferriss is stuck in the 4-hour work week thing. I'm stuck in this daily improvement thing, even though at this point, the improvements kind of drive me crazy, to be honest, because sometimes I just want to do the same thing and not try to improve it. But slowly improving things here or there, moving something here or there, saving that time, 2 seconds at a here, 5 seconds there, 1 minute here, over the time has made me really, really productive. Okay. I don't spend a lot of time whining. I know this sounds crazy, but if I did whine, it would actually open me up to people attacking me, because a lot of people are happy if I'm having a bad day. So why tell people you're having a bad day if it's just going to make them happy? You're not going to get sympathy. Certainly not. Especially if you start to do well. No one feels bad that I have over 100 sales a day. I can't complain and say, today I only got 80 sales. No one will listen. So as you start to do better, your whining starts to automatically go away, because people stop feeling bad for you, and they actually like it. They like to see you go down. If something happened and my inventory went up in a fire, there would be some people at home cheering and having some beers and celebrating, right? So don't give them that opportunity. Next is, I'm committed to being the best version of myself. You be the best version of yourself too. Makes life a lot easier. Next, my life is exciting enough that I want to wake up and go to work. This is pretty big. I have a big why. I like doing what I do. I want to do it on a scale large enough to excite me. I don't get out of bed every day just to get by. That's not an exciting enough goal. You got to have a big enough goal to really pull you out of life. And then finally, I live frugally. I don't have a lot of extra weight. I don't have a lot of extra overhead. That makes life a lot easier. To be perfectly frank with you guys, I only need 30 sales a day to pay my bills. And I have a machine that can do 200 average listings and 100 really good listings every single day. So that makes my life a lot easier, not having a ton of bills. And because I live frugally, when I go to Chipotle and they say guacamole is $2 extra, no problem. So I appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. Consider subscribing. Join my Patreon with Tech and Sports at patreon.com/The Resource Podcast, and we can help you save more time, make more money, or we'll give you $35 a month back. But I do recommend you sign up for the entire year, because if you do what I just said every day for a year, you should have remarkable results. So I appreciate you guys. Take care.